我们来开直播。
你要这么早开啊？那我不要进去了。
开始了。
没有，我只先把直播打开。对。你有没有去 subscribe 我们的那个？
不要 subscribe。你把它贴在那个，你要把它贴在看看。
今天是香港早上吧。
subscribe 我们的那个。
现在是美国啊，西岸。美国。
还是你现在是想要找药的？
黄金100多。
也是可以找药的。
是到底有没有要缴注册费啊？
缴我应该有吧。
如果200万你去吗？
不去。
200万你就德国是不是？
对啊。可是我今天被我被物理实验教授打脸。
什么意思？
报告啊，被他捆绑。
就说我的引进啊。
整个开喷，害我好难过。已经开始播还是不要乱讲话？
对，我有兴趣。啊，不要叫他日本了。没讲话，在试水而已。这有什么鹿儿岛？
你在想要日本女生啊？把人家。对啊，你要去的时候学姐来帮你去，找学姐看你一起去。
学姐，你说哪个学姐？
你家那个。
就 Judy 吗？
不是。
我家那个。
我家没学姐吧？
我家没有学姐啊。
去你家的那个。
去我家
是学姐吧
？Peggy 啊。
不是啊，另外一个
毕业那个。
不是啊。
放在 YouTube 变的包。
第14个那个。
哦靠背。
那不是学姐吗？难道我错了吗？
大学姐。
大学姐。
他人讲话，我们大家听不懂。
对啊。你会紧张吗？然后呢？不会讲，可以不要讲他们。
因为他以前懂得。
哦，这样子。难怪在那个。
会啊，下次会比较多，因为今天就是太晚公布，然后今天很多人要练拉拉干嘛？
现在一样吗？
就感觉
我觉得有点太晚。
就教。
我觉得我们实验反正就是讲课太晚。
现在国农系它比较偏向以前的，有点像以前的技术。
不是国农系不是这样，那国农系他们会学植物学啊，他们会学企业，他们也会学经济，也会学统计，也会就跟我们有些一样，但是他们没有学那么深，因为他们是全民授课。对。然后他们会学一些植物相关，然后动物相关的保育啊。
我有认识同学说，然后我问他说你们在学什么？你在学植物吗？他说没有，我没学什么植物。
只有你们吗？
对啊，那国农。
他们有学一点点，他们有个什么植保学。我帮你问啊，我下次告诉你。好。Gabriel。就问他们学什么。
没来参加。
他们忙，他超忙。
就首先先谢谢大家来参加我们的活动。
就这样吗？
就这样子。
啊？
今天就这样。
人事就这样。
好，今天。
还有一个。可是他迟到了，因为今天先跟大家说不好意思，是因为今天这个时段他们没有，他们那边刚好就是前几天的时候，时间出来以后，他们那边说在1个小时后，他们那边有火灾演习，所以就是可能会试运到一半，他就会就是关掉视讯镜头，然后改用打字的方法完成后半段后1个小时的那个。这其实因为我们也控制不了，因为他们就学校那边他们要求他们要做火灾演习，所以就先跟大家说声不好意思。然后之后的活动会有更多人来参加，也希望大家去捧场我们的活动。然后大家是不是都有拿到 A4 的白纸啊？
你要我的。
其实我觉得你要讲是因为你没有讲清楚，可以用中文，所以很多人都很害怕就不来。
好，真的。其实我们今天的活动，刚开始我会让大家就先做个自我介绍，然后让大家彼此了解对方之后，他会分享他在那边读书的 一个过程和他的想法和经验分享。然后之后会开放让你们 Q&A， 有任何关于想要出国问题啊，或者是在考，因为他也考过 SAT， 考过 TOEFL 那些的，有任何问题都可以问他。就大致是这样。然后其实可以用英文就用英文啊，但是他听得懂中文，所以如果讲到一半不会讲，没关系，穿插中文是没有关系的，也是听得懂的。然后如果他们讲话速度有点太快，也可以说出来，反正有任何问题都说出来。然后这间研究室是一个很 free 的地方，你想穿拖鞋来都可以。对，有时候可能下雨啊，穿着球鞋不是很方便，没有关系。
大家怎么讲？好，不然这个还是鸟地方。然后写名字。都跟他折纸的。要写中文的。可以啊，但你也可以写英文。
不然
不关系我吗？
中文
都随你，他都看得懂。
那你有自我介绍吗？
嗯？
你有自我介绍吗？
自我介绍没有，不好意思。
那你要不要来听吗？自我介绍。
好，
请介绍一下。
大家好，我是这个活动的负责人，也是这间高希均知识研究室的负责人之一。然后，我是应景2的王玉勋，然后大家可以叫我3米就好，因为对，就是3米。
然后偷偷跟你们讲，我们晚上这里可以偷偷喝饮料，
对，
但不可以吃东西，然后垃圾要带走。
对，然后垃圾就出去外面，
你可以
左手边就出去就有可以丢垃圾的地方。
尽量保特瓶啊。
然后保持这边整洁啊，不然其实要清理这边也是困难的。
因为怕大家讲话讲一讲口渴，喝水也是很好。
OK。
You serious?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Shit.
And introduce yourself to us, please. You, yeah.
I can barely hear you.
Barely hear.
Introduce yourself to us, please.
My name is Sabrina. I study at the University of California, San Diego, and I chose to come here because of my parents' influences when I was young. I grew up in Kansas, North Kansas, and I liked the environment here very much, so I decided for college I wanted that for myself. So while I studied for the entrance exam back home, I also did my SATs, and I was on track to apply to school here, and I got in. I am a sophomore. My major is pharmacological chemistry, and hopefully one day I want to go into the pharmaceutical field here in the US or somewhere else. I feel like this experience has given me a lot that Taiwan's education system cannot provide. For instance, our dorms are really different from what I know of your schools. Like I live in an apartment on campus right now, so like I have a kitchen, a living room, and we live with 6 other girls. For me, studying here is also very different, like how professors interact with you, or like if you go to office hours, everybody's always so willing to help. The TAs usually hold office hours too, which is, at first I thought it was kind of weird. They didn't know it was a thing, but they're very willing to help, especially if you have a paper to write and like they need to look over your thesis, or if you have a physics problem and you just need help solving it. I feel like I'm very lucky to be here on this campus because I have so many resources from studying abroad or my friend who goes to the LGBT center. We have an international buffet every week and thousands of lecture halls and many, many classes to choose from.
Jason, your turn. Jason, your
My
turn.
turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Jason.
Your major.
Okay, but I major in accounting. Yes, and I'm senior right now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Barely.
Barely.
Hello, hello.
Can you repeat that?
Repeat it.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Jay. J1J. I major.
Sorry,
是有点累。
can you repeat that?
My name is Jay. J-A-Y. Okay. I major in applied economics. Yes. And Jason is my classmate. He used to be applied economics department.
Not now.
Now,
Used to be.
Used to be.
Jason was my classmate. Not this.
And my hobby is sports, such as baseball and basketball.
Yeah, welcome. Hi, I have a plan. I want to be an exchange student to your school. Do you understand?
Not really.
做这
You have a what?
都上一个。
Fan.
Oh,
Plan,
plan.
a
Okay.
plan, yes. To be an
你爸
exchange
说你爸爸
student.
知不知道吗？
Where?
Okay.
Do you want to be an exchange student?
Yes.
哪里？
To your school.
你等我一下，我换到一个网络比较好的地方。
Okay.
应该是我们的网路啊。没有的，
哦，他很严重的。
我觉得应该是对类。
反正我觉得我们真的建议戏办吧，这些。
没有搞那么好一点。
感觉
这是 live
没有，这是啥？
这里在 Skype，这里
Okay,
在直
so
播。
you want to exchange to be here.
yes.
So
But
Did you
I'm a little bit confused
about
because I'm major in accounting. But your school is
他听不到，
等级
太淡了，太淡了。
what?
As for
是真，你要不要看你的网络？你手机有电脑？
英文叫什么？我就英文名叫很多。
你叫什么？
英文名字叫什么？风，什么很难拼？
Me too。Me too 还不错啊。你把这种东西给我，你知道我怎么办？
Hello?
wait, can you hear?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you have a plan to exchange here, but
But you know I'm major in accounting and
yeah.
But I don't know which department in your school I can exchange.
We do not have an accounting major.
Yeah, I know.
So
Do you have business department? Or
we have econ or international business.
国际。
Okay.
Like, do you know which you are more interested in? Because they're like very different tracks.
No.
Maybe international business.
I haven't met a lot of exchange students here. I think I have a friend who was management science and then she switched to international business. And from what I know about that track, it encourages you, or like for us, to study abroad in another country for 1 year. A lot of our classes our business classes are at the Rady School of Management, and you can like look into that and see if any courses would fulfill your curriculum back home. But I also feel if you are coming here to exchange, you shouldn't limit yourself to classes that only help you with your major, but you can take some other fun classes. A class I really liked was public speaking. I think it helped me a lot. And if you want to go to business, you do have to have skills to talk to people and good interpersonal skills. And I think that class would really help you with that. My school is very good at theater. If you want to take like a fun class, you can also take dancing or like get involved with something else. Usually we take 3 to 4 classes during 1 quarter. I don't know if they limit you if you're an exchange student, but like if you want to come, I would say pick 1 or 2 that will help you work towards your major, and then maybe some if you want to pick up a minor or if you want to pick up a fun class. For sure, the way we choose classes here, we have our general education requirements, but then we also take classes for fun. And I think for that is why our curriculum is more well-rounded, because we have the flexibility to do so.
Okay, I got it.
Tony, your turn.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Lawrence, and I'm majoring in life science, and I'm a freshman.
Okay.
And 还暂时还没想到。
好，那就你要不要去前面一点？去麦克风不能拉那么长。
可以先
走过来。
自己后退啊。
没关系，你可以先做那把，做那个。
Hi.
I'm Peggy, and my major is applied economics, and this is my freshman year. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Sorry?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool.
My name is Tony, and I also major in applied economics. And and this Saturday I'm going to have a TOEFL exam, but actually that I'm not well prepared. So I'm kind of nervous right now, but just let it go.
Can you tell?
I think for me, when I took the TOEFL, it wasn't really that bad. My sister just took the TOEFL, and she scored 114. So you really don't have to be worried about it.
If I score like 95, I'll be really happy. Like more than 90 is enough for me. More than 90 is okay for me right now.
I feel that. I was scared my sister was going to beat me, but she didn't, and I'm glad. I think for TOEFL, like if you have trouble with speaking, the thing is you just have to keep on talking. You just have to know that, like, it doesn't matter if your grammar is wrong or is it right, but just keep on talking and show that you actually put in the effort to do so. For the reading questions, what I do is I look over the questions first, and then I read the paragraphs and try to, like, find my answers. It's usually faster that way. For listening, take notes as much as you can. Try to try to guess what they're gonna ask you. Like, have you taken a mock test, or how have you prepared for the TOEFL?
I went to cram school, but actually, like, if I have to go there for 3 times a week, I only go there once a week. And also, I never study after that because I feel like, I'm only the second year of university. If I'm going to be an exchange student, it's probably at my senior year, so I'm not that nervous. But right now, the test is coming, and I'm like, fuck, I'm going to fuck it up. I have nothing to do for that. And also, I also have like the some exam before, like listening exam. I mean the TOEFL exam. I got 28 sometimes, and sometimes it's only 20. So I don't know like exactly my abilities in which points, or I don't know.
I did mock tests before I took the real one, and for sure theirs is like a lot harder, but it's really crucial for you to score evenly high in all subjects, because I know some universities here, they have minimum requirements for each section, and then they have a minimum requirement for your whole score. I mean, I myself, I'm looking to study abroad in Europe for my junior year, because San Diego's a lot. Like, I've been to America so many times, I really want to go somewhere different. But one of the key things we learn here is if you want to study abroad, you have to start early. It's not just like getting your tests done, like choosing your classes. It's also figuring out somewhere, like where you're going to stay, how are you going to like get food, do you need a visa, do you need like a job when you're there, are you going to pair it with an internship? And these are all things that like you should probably look into. I mean, the TOEFL test is like a really small portion. I feel like even if you don't do all this time, you can like definitely try again.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, studying abroad is fun. You should do it.
Yeah, and also I think this is not my only time for a TOEFL test. I believe myself I won't get high score. I definitely won't get high score. So
I mean, you can ask Sam. I'm pretty sure in high school, all I did was tutor this guy English to take the TOEFL.
That's true.
And he ended up, I don't know, he maybe got a 92, he maybe got 80
maybe
something, but like,
he doesn't want to tell.
practice makes perfect. That's all it takes.
Cool. Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm majoring applied economics too. I like to play basketball. Nice to meet you. And then 介绍
问他 experience sharing 啊。OK。
什么3个字？有那种。Hi.
Me again. Now experience sharing. Is that fine?
What?
Experience sharing. Hello?
再讲一次。
Experience sharing.
Yeah. Experience sharing.
About what? College?
Yes, and the life there.
So,
How do you go through the tough times?
how do I go to what?
Go through the tough time.
Tough what?
Tough
Tough
time.
Wait, what was your question?
How do you get through tough times?
How do I get
Through
Fine, I'll
the
type
tough
it.
times.
用中文说。
Oh.
好。
你怎么度过困难的时光？
Google 翻译。
Tough time.
I hang out with my friends, I go to parties. I think for here it's basically about time management. I take 3 classes right now, so I have no school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I have 1 class from like 11 to 12 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then it's 3 to 5 p.m. So it's definitely a lot of my time to like choose what I want to do with it. I think for sure all of us run into like hard times when we study. And like with my suite mates, we have 1 psychology major, 1 comp-sci major, 1 human bio, and then my other friend is international business. So we definitely all have our problems and we all support each other through that. And usually what we do is like we'll hang out at Geisel, our library to study, or like we'll go get boba because everybody misses milk tea here. Usually when I'm not with my friends, I do sometimes hang out with the United Taiwanese Association, and they have definitely helped me through a lot of hard times. I think it's because it's easier to connect with people back home, and then sometimes like you get to eat dim sum or like get 50 yuan or like, I think we're going to laser tag next week. I think something I really like about this campus is that we have CAPS. It's a counseling for psychological services. I have never been to it, but I think one of my friends have, and it has definitely helped her a lot because you talk it out with somebody who's a professional and they know how to help you. But like, for tough times, I guess personally I do get homesick from time to time, and then like I'll Skype my friends, I'll take my friends here to Asian food. Like last week I went to have hot pot because I was feeling homesick. I feel like it's one of those things that you kind of just get over. You just like learn to deal with stress. You learn to like have times where you just study and have times where you just go out and have fun with your friends.
Do you have a speaking problem at the beginning?
你问错了。
For sure, no.
No. No. Definitely no.
No.
And no.
Everybody has only commented on how bad my Chinese is here. I have not gotten any comments on my English. A lot of people think I am a native English speaker, which is not true. I moved to Kansas when I was 4. I think usually when I hang out with my friends, they're like, my Chinese has an American accent, but then sometimes in English, there are a few words I can't pronounce, and then they're like, oh, your English has a Chinese accent sometimes. In classes, like our writing class, during discussion, when you have to speak up, I do find people who have trouble speaking English, but the key is to just keep on trying because they're not going to judge you for like how bad you pronounce a word. They're going to judge you. Well, they're not going to judge you, but like you should express your ideas or try to. The TAs definitely help with that while they facilitate discussions in class. So like if any of you ever like decide to be exchange student here, you're definitely open with welcome arms. Lots of people on campus speak Chinese. I hear it way more often than I hear English, and like you're gonna be able to like find a way around.
What do you usually eat for 3 meals in US?
What do I usually
Eat for 3 meals in US.
eat during class?
No.
He means like
What do you what for food? What do you usually like your daily
Food. Dinner or breakfast.
Wait a second.
I have a kitchen now, so sometimes I cook. My classes start at 11 a.m., so I usually sleep in, go to class, go to lunch. We have 6 dining halls and 2 restaurants on campus. So there's definitely a lot to choose from. And then we have another like bistro on the medical campus here. When you live on campus, they force you to buy something called a dining plan. And because I live in an apartment, I bought $2,300 for my dining plan. When you live in the dorms, you buy $3,300. So what you do is like it's on your student ID, and when you walk into a dining hall, you just like grab all the food you want, and then they swipe you for it. And at the end of the school year, if you have extra dining dollars, you can sell them. I think sometimes we do meal prep. It takes a lot of time, but then you don't have to worry about it like the week ahead. And I did that like when I cook pasta. But usually I eat at dining halls. Or there's a market called Goodies here, and they serve the best tacos. Something that's very popular here in San Diego are breakfast burritos. And like it's a burrito filled with tater tots, eggs, pico, guacamole, cheese. Something around my school, there's Taco Tuesday. So on Tuesdays, tacos are very cheap. We do have Starbucks, Santorini Express, which is Greek food. We have a Burger King on campus. And then we have a place called Bombay Coast, which is Indian food. Hai Thai for Thai food. And then Panda Express for Americanized Chinese food. There's definitely a lot to choose from.
Okay, thank you. So there's no Chinese food or Chinese dishes? Nope. In the campus, do you have Chinese dishes?
Around here, there's a place called Convoy Street where everywhere is just Asian food. I go there for dim sum, ramen, pokeritos, Korean barbecue. Like there's a 99 Ranch Market where you can buy like all the Asian ingredients for you to cook from too.
How well does it taste like the real Chinese food, the real Asian food, or just like this American style Chinese food?
On campus, if you eat at Panda, it's definitely Americanized Chinese food. If you go to Convoy, it's like Asian food, good Asian food.
Cool.
Have you ever met any racist problems?
I can't really hear you.
Racial discrimination. Racial discrimination.
Can you hear me?
I think you need to speak out loud.
Yeah.
Have you ever faced and met any racist problems?
Have I ran into what problems?
The racial problem, like the racial discrimination.
Racial problems. Okay. I can definitely say that Asians are a majority on this campus. The thing about the University of California system schools is they lack a lot of money, and international students pay 3 times Americans do, so they take on a lot of international students. So because of that, I see a lot of Asians on campus, or maybe Asian Americans. Because of that, I have not run into. I feel that might not happen to me because I do speak relatively well English. Oh, sorry, did I wake you? And some people might have trouble expressing their ideas, maybe. They get racial discrimination, but usually I feel on this campus that does not happen.
不问他那边现在发生什么事吗？想问他比较喜欢川普还是希拉里？
Do you hate Trump?
Do I hate
Trump. Do you hate Trump?
The American candidate.
Trump.
Do I hate
Trump.
Trump?
Trump.
Trump.
Yes.
I think all of America has been talking about what he's done in the past few months for sure. Definitely when yesterday news came out about like how he was just walking into the backstage of beauty pageants when the girls might have been topless or changing or like in their vulnerable states. So there are it's always something it's always weird when you actually hear people who support Trump, but like definitely for sure I hope he doesn't become president. I think the things he said I can't really identify, especially when he discriminates Mexicans for sure. I think being Asian, even though sometimes we are the minority, we have the better of it because Asians do have more money, so we have more chances to explore opportunities and Mexicans, and it is unfair if they're discriminated because of their social status.
用中文没关系
Come on, come on。
中文、英文都可以，他听不懂的。
你要问什么？你要问什么？
就问他
搭飞机出去还是不出去？
就是
你说他怎么去那边啊？
就是我说那个啊，就是他在学校
就我们
What's your daily transportation? What's your daily transportation?
同学吧，是同学吧？是同学吗？
我同学。
I walk. It is very hard to find parking on campus. That is because there's so many of us and not enough parking lots. Parking is very expensive on campus. It's about $700 per quarter. So yeah, like I don't know if you plan on getting a car when you get here, but it's not something I would recommend. A lot of people use scooters. A lot of people skateboards. I own a penny board that I do not use because I don't know how. My friend gave it to me as a gift. I think walking is doable. To get to the farthest part of campus, it takes me 20 minutes, but once you get here, I know you learn all the shortcuts to make the walk faster. Most people walk on campus. I think it's just so much of a hassle to find parking that it's not convenient. Walking and skateboarding are most common. I would not recommend like biking. My school has many hills, and you can't really bike up one hill. It's just not possible.
住宿啊，他们那边住宿跟我们这边不一样。住宿，他们都外没有，他们是住，他们对，对啊，他们是你可以去问他们，他们是分像一个家，就是一个dorm是一个人的，你就问他们住宿的问题。
Do you play sports?
I can't hear you.
Do you play sports? Sports.
Do you play sports?
I have it here, but I know what we have for us is like IM intramural, where you can like make your own teams and you can play volleyball, squash, water polo. If you are in a sorority or in a fraternity, they have ISS and IFS, where like you play against the other fraternities and sororities. My school has basketball team, a baseball team, soccer team. We do not have American football. We are probably one of the few American universities that do not do American football. We have 2 gyms and 3 pools. So REMAC is our main gym. It has a soccer field. It's where most of our athletes train. We have a main gym that's on the southern side of campus because athletes train on the north side. So the south side is like for us if you want to go run on a treadmill, if you want to go play basketball. And definitely we have just like courts outside. I think sports is a big thing here, but also like we literally are like 10 minutes away from the beach. And a lot of people like for fun will just go to the beach instead, and we'll go to Scripps Pier. Well, my school is called University of California, San Diego. It is located in La Jolla, which is brunch capital. So near the beach, there are a lot of brunch places. That's something we usually do. But there are so many beaches nearby. swimming is kind of a sport. You should go to the ocean and swim.
他也差不多走快哦，他们的火警响了，真的啊。
Dude, I'm so sorry if I woke you up.
他说走20分钟啊，走最远20分钟。对啊，就从这边走那个20分钟最远的路程。
How about that in America? How about in your university? Do people like to be an exchange student or not? Not like Taiwan. Like Taiwan, everybody hope to be an exchange student, but there's lots of problems such as it's expensive and maybe like the language problem. How about in America? Do people want to, or if they want to, is there any problem between being an exchange student?
For sure, lots of people think. Lots of people do become exchange students. I know for a fact my suite mate was in Greece over the summer taking a writing course and a history course. It honestly depends if you want to graduate in 4 years, if you want to graduate in 3, or you want to take your time and graduate in 5. And it really depends on your major. I know for a fact it's very hard for computer science majors to go abroad because a lot of their courses have to be fulfilled at this school. For econ majors, it's very easy for us to go to Europe or Asia. I know for me, I can go to National Taiwan University. I think that's the only school we have in Taiwan right now. So like I can't study at your school, even though I would love to go hang out with Sam and be just privacy and all that. For me, something I'm looking into is an internship at the University of Tokyo. It's a summer internship at a lab, and we can do that if our GPA hits 3.3. A lot of our study abroad programs are linked with internships, so you go and you can also get an internship abroad, like you can do in Copenhagen, Denmark, where you can work for an NGO or for like a STEM related company. You know, like for financially, I think for me, since I pay international fees, it's probably going to be the same, so it's not going to hurt me in any way. A lot of Americans rely on financial aid. I think that kicks in when you study abroad, so it's really your choice. It's also because they pay off their own tuition, and that often involves student debts in the future. So some people want to get out of here in 3 years, or someone I know just took the MCAT, which is the test you take to go to med school. So there are a lot of different paths on what you want to do. You don't really have to go abroad because America is so big itself. You can just go to like the East Coast or somewhere else. I know for a fact the UC system has a building in DC where you can take classes to work towards your major in DC and then internship at a government office or like the FBI, CIA, Food and Drug Administration and all that. That's usually you go for a quarter. A lot of our abroad programs, we're on the quarter system, so it's for a quarter. If you're in the fall and if you're in the spring, you go for 6 months. So Sam said to talk about how we take attendance here at school. Well, it sucks because we use iClickers. And iClickers are basically things where professors can ask you questions and you have to get the right answer to get points toward your grade, and it means that you have to show up for every class unless you rely on a friend to click for you. Something that's also different is for my statistics class, we changed to this app on my phone where I take attendance on my phone and the professor just sends out questions to there. So then you have to go because you're not going to give your phone to another person for like an hour. You can probably like give your clicker to a person, but you can't really like give up your phone. While we all hate it, it is the one thing that will make sure we go to class, because if there are no eye clickers in that class, like most of us just don't go. So it also helps with eye clickers, I think, because then it takes your final grade will be calculated on your responses during class, which means there's less pressure for you when you take the final or when you take midterms. 1 quarter is 10 weeks, so within 10 weeks we take 2 midterms, 1 final, or like 1 midterm, 1 final, and it gets pretty stressful sometimes. Another thing that I think is different is a lot of our homework is you buy code and then you access it online and turn in your homework there. So you'd pay like $100. You would get this code, you would log in, make an account, and then the professor would just give you all your assignments there. That is probably also efficient because, or if it's just paper homework, sometimes you wouldn't do it or you'd be lazy, but if it's online, you'd have to, or points would get deducted. My mom is a professor, so I do know her students do not go to class, do not do their homework, and struggle every time when they take finals because they are so scared of getting, like if they're scared of failing a class. I have failed a class. It is honestly not that bad. You retake it, you work harder towards it. For us, the first F disappears and your new grade like replaces it on your transcript, so it doesn't really hurt you either. Another difference between here and education back home is I think we take more chances to go to office hours to get to actually know the professors. We have this thing at our school called Dine with a Prof, where if you hand a slip to the prof, you can like grab a coffee with him, like grab a meal at the faculty club, and you really get to know him, and that helps when you need recommendation letters in the future, or it helps if you want to do research in that field and you want to work under him. Because we're such a STEM focused school, we have a lot of labs, and if you want to get an internship at a lab, sometimes you have to know the right people, and getting to know professors always helps.
Have you ever had some people ask you about are you Taiwanese or Chinese, and how do you explain the differences between two?
I feel whenever I have to explain that, I say we have different governments. So we technically are 2 different countries. I know once I was at the library and this guy walked up to me and he asked me like, when does it close? And then he asked me that in Chinese. And I looked that up. I told him the time, and then he asked where I'm from, so I said I was from Taiwan. And then he replied, well, we both know that's a part of China, which we both know it is not a part of China. But you can't really argue. You can't really argue with like one of their own, but for sure, I feel most people, like my close friends, they do notice I am a little bit touchy between saying if I'm Chinese or Taiwanese, and then they do respect my decision to say I am from Taiwan, not China.
快哦，你们只剩下9分钟。
这个问题。
就9分钟，因为反正都只剩1分钟。
那你们大家一起思考想问什么吗？
好，我想到问什么？
怎么又是你啊？
这样好啊，这样好。
So like after school, when you graduate in university and you're going to find a job, do they really care about your GPA or what usually they care about? Like, do you want to, like in Taiwan, usually they care about like which university you graduate in, but they don't really care about what grade did you get in the university. How about in America?
I think for sure in Taiwan, a lot of people care more about the ranking of the university than the university itself and the programs it can present to its students. It honestly depends on your major. If you're looking to go into med or pharm, you definitely need a high GPA and lots of proof that you've done a lot of volunteering or you dedicated yourself to like something. I think it's different. My friend who's an econ major, he might not have the highest GPA, but he got an internship with Hong Kong Express Airlines during the summer. And I think it kind of just shows like how you different yourself from everybody else. I know a girl who's a sophomore right now, and last summer she had an internship at FedEx. But I also know she had a very high GPA. I think it's nice to have one. I think to say you're from UCSD is already like a pretty good name for itself. But like even if you said, oh, you're from UC Santa Barbara, I'm pretty sure like in nursing or something, it would be equally as good. Sometimes rather than caring about the name, it's more about like how your major does, like in the world rankings or whatever. Like if you study bio here, that's definitely really great. If you study literature, we might not be the best school for you. For job opportunities, I think there's definitely like, even with not a high GPA, but if you were very involved in organizations or you had like a lot of internships, if you did something and you can present that and you can show your strong suits, I believe you should be able to get a job.
Thank you.
好，结束，那我们就结束。
I'm gonna have them end it before. I don't know. I know, I can't bring my laptop on there.
来吧，
去前面，去前面。
你为什么要偷偷的？
啊，正好啊，这个可以，你先关掉。